So in case you've been living under a rock for the past week, the biggest headlines across every news channel has been about the former United States Navy pilot, Ryan Graves, also known as the UFO Whistleblower, testifying in front of a US court subcommittee that the United States is in possession of a real UFO, which crash landed on Earth. And quote, he testified and said, non-human biologics were found at the crash site. Non-human biologics. And yes, okay, a little bit off topic from our regular daily content with robots, humanoid robots. But these are real current events that we cannot not talk about. And I'll play the clip and we'll talk more about it after. But it is really naive to think that non-human biologics or alien extraterrestrial life doesn't exist somewhere else in the universe, especially with all the similar Earth-like water planets discovered in the past decade. But anyways, okay, I'll play the clip.
The government is in possession of potentially non-human spacecraft. Based on your experience and extensive conversations with experts, do you believe our government has made contact with intelligent extraterrestrials?
Something I can't discuss in public setting.
Okay, I can't ask when you think this occurred. If you believe we have crashed craft, stated earlier, do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, Biologics came with some of these recoveries, yeah.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still on the program.
And was this documentary evidence, this video, photos, eyewitness? Like, how would that be determined?
The specific documentation I would have to talk to you in a skiff about.
Ms. Mays.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and good morning to our witnesses who are testifying today. I want to thank each of you for being here to discuss a topic of grave importance to our national security. Earlier this year, a Chinese spy balloon was shot down off the coast of my home state of South Carolina. Since the Roswell incident in 1947, many Americans have wondered about the dangers of unknown objects crisscrossing our skies. Whether these are UAPs or weather phenomena, advanced technology from American allied or enemy forces, or something more out of this world. So my first question, I have several questions, and if we can just be quick on these first two, I'm going to ask each of you the same question, and then I'll get to each of you individually. The first one, when you reported your experiences with a UAP, did any of you face any repercussions with your superiors, yes or no?
No.
Brain time. Congratulations, you made it this far in the video. What would you do if I told you you could have 25 years of good luck? And all you'd have to do is like this video and also subscribe if you haven't already. Well, what are you waiting for? Smash that like button and you'll get 25 years of good luck. And now, back to the video. Now here's a bold statement. Back in December, just before the 2023 New Year, Japanese electronics and entertainment conglomerate, the Sony Group, Sony, made a bold statement kinda out of nowhere. But at the same time, yes, and thank you for sharing. They stated that Sony has the technology to make humanoid robots and quickly. Once it could, of course, determine and has identified how humanoid robotics could effectively be used. Quote, and I'm reading from an interview written by Reuters, quoting the Chief Technology Officer at Sony, Hiroyuki Kitano. So he says, quote, we will make an investment for manufacturing humanoid robots only when such investment is deemed necessary. We see a potential in humanoid robots, but we also believe other forms of robots are quite important as well. Interesting. Well, here's a reason. In fact, I can think of so many reasons. Giant boobs, human-like skin, the perfect bodies, artificial intelligence. Oh, I kind of just jumped into that, didn't I? Female robots, love dolls, our daily topic of choice on this channel. But in all honesty, and we'll move past this point, but with all honesty, which of course in turn will give the entire world a renewed quality of life, it is scientifically studied and proven robots improve the quality of life. Women would become more friendly and more willing to give birth. Hold on, wait, what are you talking about? But why? Why is that a bad thing? And have families due to male designed robots or female robots replacing them in many areas. Birth rates would be up, abortion rates would be down, and economies around the world would be booming. Or how about just not depriving the world or holding back technology that will propel us into the future? In fact, if anyone could fine tune or master humanoid robots, I believe in Sony. In fact, I'm sure we have all watched a Spider-Man movie once or twice or 10 times over, working alongside Marvel Entertainment and Disney. The Stuntronic robot, which is actually Sony's Spider-Man, web slinging and high flying meters above the ground on set filming. While Hyundai Motors and the Boston Dynamics robots are running around doing backflips and parkour. Multiple companies, in fact, building humanoid robots. Xiaomi Cyber 1, Tesla Optimus, Toyota, Honda, who has actually teamed up with Sony with the Sony car, a fella brand. And we know also who has been making humanoid robots since the debut of Asimo in the year 2000. I'm thinking the statement said by Sony in 2022 was said as if they had nothing to prove, but at the same time, no longer wanting to be passive. But how do you introduce a new humanoid robot after such a bold statement without coming across as overbearing? In fact, the answer to that is simple, with timing. The World Expo 2025 is set to take place in Osaka, Japan in 2026 when the Sony car, the Afela EV, will arrive. Sony has already stated that in 2025 they will start taking orders for the EV. Well, what better way to boost pre-sales with the unveiling of the new Sony humanoid robots, all of which could take place during Expo 2025. Well, until then, or when Sony decides to drop the news of some new humanoid robots, we can only speculate. But one thing is for sure, artificial intelligence, robotics, the metaverse, and AI have continuously been propelling us into the future. A technology time period paradise. Humanoid robots? We just need to accept them.